Welcome to the S Word Live. My name is Renee Rebar, sales strategist, TEDx speaker, and author, and my goal today is to get you to make sales for yourself so that it doesn't feel slimy or sleazy or awkward or weird, especially if you are a woman-owned business owner and you know that your services, your products, your coaching is amazing, but you just need the right person to talk to about it. So if you've ever been in the scenario where, and maybe it's not you, maybe just someone you know, share this with them. Hello, Irina. Hello, say hello as you join. If you've ever been ghosted, let me know. Give me a ghost icon, whether you're live or on the replay, in the comments. Ooh, we're going to get rid of these ghosts. We're going to de-ghost the place. As my grandmother, I don't know about you guys, but like my grandmother, oh, I love her to death. Rest in peace, Mary. She always had the holy water. So we're gonna spray the holy water around. So how do you do it? I have this super fun way called the double D method. What? What does it mean? Well, it means deadlines and money. So here it is. What's up, Tammy? Say hello as you join. So how do you stop getting ghosted? So if you've been in the situation where you've gotten either a referral or somebody contacted you or they filled out a form on your website, they came to you somehow, maybe you meet them at a networking event, they're like, listen, I need what you have. You say, okay, and you get on the phone, you talk to them, you go over everything, and you're like, great, I'll send you a proposal. They're like, great, send me the invoice. And then you never hear from them again. It's as if they've been abducted. They're completely off the face of the planet. So we want to stop that from happening to you. How do you do it? I told you there are two things. So the first one is deadlines. So this is serious. So I just had a call with a client just yesterday about this very thing. He's working a 6-figure deal and he's like, well, they haven't paid yet. I'm like, did you put a deadline on the proposal? He says, no. I was like, oh! Rule number 1, write this down. Write it on your hand. Write it where you can. Deadline. If it doesn't have a deadline, how can you expect them to pay it on time? Even if it's good for them, even if they want to, even if they're ready to, even if all lights are green, if there's no deadline, they're human. We're human. And I'm that person too. So if you've ever tried to sell me something and I'm like, yeah, send it to me, but I didn't do it, it's because I needed a deadline. I am that kind of buyer. Deadline. Here's the super simple way to do it. Just put a date on it. That's it. What will happen is the deadline is a great, kind, and gentle way to know when the deal is done or when the deal needs to be asked about again. So the deadline gives you a reason to reach out. Right? Hey, Joanne, I noticed the deadline is looming. Do you have any further questions? Did you speak to John, your partner? Whatever questions had come up during your discovery process. Or you can say, oh, I'm so sorry. It looks like the deadline has passed. Do you have any further questions? Do you want to get back on the phone to talk about it? Or do you want to simply part as friends, right? So the deal having a deadline lets you and the other person know when the time is over, so that it's easy to say goodbye or continue the conversation. Most importantly, it gives you a reason to reach out so that you can continue the conversation. Learning how to sell for yourself, for non-sales people, it's all about staying in the conversation. Okay, so deadlines right there. The second problem that I see people make all the time, and this is from years and years and years of filling out 18-inch contracts that were triple folded, triple carbon copied, for credit card processors. I worked for Intuit for a long time. They were one of my biggest clients. AT&T for credit card processing, but also for T1 lines, and all their telephone needs. So when working with a business, the second D in the double D method is the money. So during the contract process and actually putting ink on the contract, signing it and paying for it, don't let them go by themselves. That's like letting a toddler run around with sharp knives. Why would you do that? It's not safe. So here's what I mean. When I work with someone or I'm about to work with someone and they're like, yes, I'm paying, I'm ready, I don't say, okay, here, fill it out, see you later. I want to sit next to them in essence, whether it's in a virtual room or an actual room, and I want to be able to say, okay, listen, let's go through this together. Because here's the reality. If you don't help them finish the process, they're going to have questions. There could be something that doesn't seem right for them, or they say, you know what, this is kind of complicated, I'm going to come back later and deal with it, and then they don't. So half the time that you're getting ghosted, it's not even the person that's not that they don't want to be with you. It's that they do, but something happened. So the money means this. It means walk through the final process with them. Accept the payment over the phone. Accept the payment online. So even if it means you sending them your Dubsado proposal, you being on your phone, them on their phone, and you walking through it line by line and then saying, okay, great. How do we want to move forward? Do you want to send my company a check? Do you want to handle this via credit card? Do you want to handle this via Apple Pay? So the more ways that you accept payment, the better, obviously, being in business. And then help them make that payment. If they're like, oh yes, I've got it, go, okay, great, you go handle that. I'll wait here on the phone and I'll start the paperwork. There's always paperwork, right? There's always, and I'm calling it paperwork, but ultimately there's always a digital onboarding process. So I'm setting up the first appointment, I'm setting up the list I need from them. Maybe I need a series of LastPass accesses. Maybe I need to set up a Trello board with them. Maybe whatever your onboarding process is, I begin the onboarding process together. That's the second D into money. With the double D method. So if you do those two things, you will avoid being ghosted. I can tell you that these two things will make you money right now. Now, of course, if this has brought up more questions than answers, because there are definitely lots of dark little corners in the sales process that everybody thinks, I'm fine. We need to talk more. Click the link and I'll see you here next week. Bye.